What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to show you how to change, enable, disable, just basically do everything that you need to customize your metronome in Reaper to your liking, which I think is one of the cool things about Reaper. One of the many cool things about Reaper is just that it is so customizable, even down to the metronome. You can make this metronome sound literally however the hell you want. Some DAWs, metronome is literally just a button. You just click it on and off. Not in Reaper. In Reaper, you can get very in-depth, or you don't have to get in-depth at all if you don't want to, if you like how it sounds. So first thing that we're going to do is just show you how to enable and disable the metronome. This is the most basic thing. It's just this button right up here in this toolbar. So you can see I'm hovering over it. It says metronome disabled. When we click that, it highlights. That means it's enabled. So now, this is what the metronome sounds like, just default. I'm going to change my BPM to 160. Let's just say that we're in 160. So it's a pretty straightforward metronome. It's not bad at all. Pretty soft. It's not too harsh. It's not too annoying. Some metronomes really annoy the shit out of you. So I think in the default Reaper metronome, all in all, is pretty good. But there's a few things that we can do to it to make it even better. The one problem I've run into is that when I'm recording to a project, if I'm recording like loud vocals or distorted guitars or something, the metronome gets drowned out pretty quickly. So how do you change the volume of your metronome? So you're going to go up here to options. You're going to click this, and you're going to scroll down all of these different options here to get to metronome/pre-roll settings. We're going to open that up. And this is basically where all the magic happens for your metronome. This is where you can change. I mean, this is the cool thing. You can change literally anything about this. First thing that I usually go to, primary beat volume and secondary beat gain. I don't know why they call the first one volume and the second one gain. To me, that doesn't make any sense at all. They're literally just the volume of the primary versus secondary beats. So I don't know if you could hear, but in this metronome, when we play it, one of these tones is louder than the other one. It's also a slightly different tone. It's a different pitch. It goes. So we can change all of that stuff. So we're going to go into the pre-roll settings. I like the first beat to be a little bit louder than the second beat. Let's hear how that sounds. It's a little bit better. Personally, I pretty much dime this first one. Just go to 0 dB, and then I bring this one up to here. And you could do this to taste depending on how loud your project is. I'm usually recording into a full mastering chain. So my project is usually loud as hell. I need this metronome to be loud to stick out over what it is that I'm recording. So this section up here controls how you want your metronome to come in. If you want a count in before every single playback, so when you hit the spacebar, if you wanted to count in a certain amount of measures before coming in, you would check this box, and now when I hit play, it's going to do a little 4 count before it comes in. You'll see it more clearly if I put it at the start. And it'll say down here, too, what the actual action is. So you can see when I hit the spacebar, it says counting in. Now, if you like that idea, but you only want that to happen when you record, not every time you hit play, you would just uncheck that box and check this box right here, count in before recording. It'll do the same thing, but only when you're recording. You can also change the amount of count in measures. I like 1 count of 4, but you may want 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 counts of 4. You can change all of that stuff right here. You just enter in the amount of count in measures that you want. And then down here, this is also pretty important. This is your pre-roll section. So pre-roll is important if you're comping takes. If you want to record over a track of, say, vocals or guitar or whatever, and you want to come in at a place where you've already recorded, so you don't want to mess up anything prior to that. Say, here, I'll just do a quick example for you. Uncheck this. So. Okay, so I'm recording, yada, 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 I'm recording, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now let's say you want to redo this part, but you want this part right here to be exactly the same. So you're going to go back into your settings, you're going to enable pre-roll before recording. I'm going to do 1 pre-roll measure, and now when I hit record, 1, 2, 3, and now we're recording over it. I'm recording 3, and now we're So as you can see, it gave us this full measure of 4 as pre-roll, which is very helpful if you need a little bit of a lead-in to come in right on time when you're recording a do-over, a comp for a take, and you don't want to be messed up. So that's how you would enable that, is through the pre-roll menu at the very bottom of the metronome settings. And you can have it set to playback if you want to practice that way, or just recording if you want to record that way. You can change the actual accent pattern of the metronome itself. So this ABB, as you can see by the little guide here, the primary beat is A, the secondary beat is B. So the way that you change this is you have to know which letters you're going to use, and you can literally go in here. So what if I want it to be A, B, A, B? I'll just type that in. And now my metronome goes. So the other thing that you can do that's really interesting is you can actually change the sound of your metronome itself. So you can see right here we have the primary beat sample and the secondary beat sample, and they have these browse buttons right next to them. So you can load in any sort of WAV file, MP3 file, whatever, into these, and it'll basically play over your metronome instead of using the sine wave. So I have these two set right here. I'll use this percussion beat as my primary beat, and then this one is my secondary. So now my metronome sounds like this. It's pretty obnoxious. I don't know who would ever actually use that for their metronome sounds, but I don't know. Maybe that works for you in your track. At any rate, I think it's cool that you can do it, and it's just one of the many things that makes Reaper the best DAW ever. Okay, the final thing that you're going to want to know is all of these settings, when you close out of your project, they're not going to save. So how do you keep these settings saved if you want them exactly like this? Well, here's what you do. You go up to File, click on File, scroll down to Project Settings. You can also use the shortcut Alt and Enter. Click on Project Settings. We're going to go over here. Down here we have a button that says Save as Default Project Settings. When you click this, now every single project is going to have those metronome settings saved in. So when you open up the project next time, you're going to have the exact same metronome down to the files that you've used, if that's what you want. If you don't want it to be like that, if you want Reaper's default metronome to stay the way it is, I just leave it the way it is and change the metronome in every single project. Or you can make a project template and change the metronome in that, and then use your project template every single time. So that's just a few ways that you can keep your settings saved. Other than that, that's going to do it for this video. If this has helped you guys, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what other videos I should make about using Reaper, because I love this DAW. I think it's the best DAW ever, and I want to help everybody use it. It can be a little intimidating at first. It's got a bit of a steep learning curve, but once you get going, you're never going to regret it, and you're never going to want to look any other direction. So have a good rest of your day. Hope you all do well, and I'll see you next time.